Today, let us reflect on the idea of dispensation, a word that reminds us of the divine wisdom and ordering of events in our lives. Dispensation, in its essence, is the way God arranges his plans and purposes in perfect timing, granting us what we need when we need it most. Think about this. In our human impatience, we often wonder why certain blessings are delayed or why obstacles seem to block our path. But we must remember that God's timing is never wrong. The Bible tells us in Ecclesiastes 3:11, He has made everything beautiful in its time. God is a God of timing. God operates on a higher plane, seeing the entire tapestry of our lives, while we often only see a single thread. We can't see the whole picture, but God does. Consider the story of Joseph in the Old Testament, betrayed by his brothers and sold into slavery. Joseph could have given up to despair, but in God's dispensation, even the pain and the injustice he endured were preparing him for a greater purpose, to save Egypt and his family from famine. God's timing turned his trials into triumphs. God would turn your trials into triumphs. He would take your pain and use your pain to help others. The key to experiencing the fullness of God's dispensation is trust. Lord, I trust you. I don't see this, but I trust you. I don't know what's going on, but I trust you. I don't understand why this has happened to me, why I'm blocked, why I'm set back, why won't nobody help me. I'm tired of this job. I'm just tired, Lord. I don't understand, but I trust you. We are called to trust that he knows what he is doing, even when we don't understand. Just as a seed takes time to grow, your faith needs time to grow. That seed has to have time to grow into a tree and bear fruit. Every faith-filled word that you release into the atmosphere is a seed. Every time you say, I declare, I will come out of poverty, I will go forward, I will see the goodness of God in my life. Every time you say a positive word, a faith-filled word, and you release it in the atmosphere, that those are seeds. And they have to have time to take root and to grow and to bear fruit. In this season, I'm praying that you bear fruit, that the words that you have spoken in faith, that it will bear fruit in this season. So too do the promises of God unfold in his perfect season. For those of us that this is our season, the words you have sown in faith, you've stood the test of time. You've waited patiently. You've trusted God, even when everything was closing in on you. You trusted God. You continue to pray. You may have had to cry. You may have lost someone or something along the way. But I urge you to not let us rush ahead of God or question his delays. Instead, let us embrace patience and faith. For in his dispensation, it is not just preparing blessings for you. He is preparing you for the blessing. Look at that. A lot of times we want and we think that we're ready for something when God is still working on us. He is preparing you for the blessing. So we must continue in prayer, praying the right type of prayer, binding the enemy and the work of the enemy where it's needed, loosing the favor of God, the angels of God to go and help and work on your behalf. Faith-filled prayers. Not prayers of whining, prayers of complaining. Yes, we express to God what our heart is, but it's faith that moves the hand of God. I'm hurting, God, but I'm going to get up. I'm in pain, God, but I'm going to go forward. I'm going to believe your word for my life. Rest assured, God's clock is never late. And when the time is right, he will release his favor upon your life in ways that exceed your imagination.